The Rogan Report Podcast. Check it out.
All things Joe Rogan by day. Rogan Report Podcast by night. All day. All night. Half hour to an hour-ish episodes once a week.
The Rogan Report Podcast.
All right, Shane, here we are. Welcome back. Episode 12 today.
Yeah.
What a week.
Such a huge week.
Huge week. And added, I kind of have 9 things. There were 7 podcasts and then 2 UFCs that we kind of have to talk about because we didn't get to talk about 230 on the last episode.
That's right. Yeah.
That was what I started my week with, was watching UFC 230. Amped to see Cormier win. I mean, I thought there was a 99% chance that's how it was going to go.
Yeah.
Exactly how it went.
Yeah.
But scary. I mean, you never can count out someone who's 265 pounds who obviously can knock out anyone in the world.
Well, and he just gets up usually too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
But again, he'd never been against Cormier.
No. He was a lot bigger than Cormier for sure, but just technique over brawn.
No amount of training camps were going to get him ready for that.
No. But yeah, that was awesome. Spoiler alert, fucking Cormier won by submission.
By submission, yeah. Was it a rear naked choke? I think it was.
Yeah. So it was the second round, and the whole first, I don't know, did Cormier even get hit once? The whole round was just Cormier
He
wrestling
did. He
him
actually
to the ground.
commented about it. He said his eye like flickered.
Yeah.
He's like, holy fuck, I better not take any more of those
Yeah, you
shots.
don't. So he took one.
Yeah.
Because Cormier doesn't have the strongest chin. He's been stopped, obviously, a couple
Only
of
by
times.
John Jones?
Yeah, but those were pretty decisive stoppages.
Yeah.
He's knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
It's not like he'd never been knocked out before.
No. It was cool of him after, too. He got right on the mic. He was having fun.
Yeah,
Pretty good time.
totally. Are people going to finally start loving Cormier, or is there still going to be a giant
I think it's
hate?
coming around.
Yeah,
And he seems to be getting a lot better at it. I actually like his commentary a lot.
yeah. Oh, me
Better
too.
than some others, for sure.
Yeah, fuck you, Paul Felder.
Yeah,
Piece
fuck
of shit.
Felder.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just joking.
Felder's
too.
great, too.
Felder's that other guy, though, I wasn't crazy about.
John Anik or the...
No, I don't even know his name. He was on the fight night. But did you see? Did you watch the whole card or just?
Yeah,
Cormier?
I watched the whole thing.
Okay.
Jacare knocked out Weidman.
Oh fuck!
And,
I have a
yeah.
hard time watching Weidman lose. I don't know why.
Yeah, I like Weidman. It was fun to see him he was the first to take out Anderson.
Yeah.
So it was he'll always kind of have a historical place in
For
UFC
me,
history.
when I first started really getting into MMA, he was the champ.
Okay.
And so he was the champ for a bit, and then I saw Rockhold fucking tune him up real good.
Yeah.
Took that belt,
Yeah.
and then that belt bounced around quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, Bisping for a minute.
Fucking GSP.
and then GSP.
And then what? It went by default to Whittaker,
Yeah.
and then he fought who was it?
Was it the fight he fought for it though? They put
Oh,
it
that's
up.
right. He fought
Yeah.
Yoel. Only Yoel wasn't able to win it because he went overweight or some shit.
Yeah, there was a clause in the contract there. Even if he wins, he wasn't going to get the belt.
Those are always such weird contests.
Yeah.
So are you winning a belt or?
We don't know.
I don't know.
I don't really care that much. It is kind of, they need a ranking system, and because they need goals, and need to be able to strive for
Yeah.
something and ways to kind of organize it. But yeah, I don't know. The ranking system seems weird. We've talked about this
Super
before.
weird, yeah.
But yeah, when a guy can get beat by a guy who's lesser ranked and then still be lesser ranked than that guy, it's what the hell? I just beat that guy. How is he ranked more than me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be pissed if I was in the UFC.
And one of my favorite fighters actually right now, up and coming, Israel Adesanya.
Oh yeah,
That was a wicked fight against
that was
Brunson.
the
That was
first
the very
one.
first one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
style bender.
That was a
Is the
badass
easier
fight.
way to say that.
Yeah,
name.
man.
Israel is you sounded like you did it right. I could
think
never.
so.
Israel Adesanya.
Adesanya. And the only reason
Adesanya.
I can say that is because he was on the JRE. I think we covered this
Right,
not that long ago.
right. Yeah, style bender though. Yeah, he put on a show against Derek Brunson, and
Pretty fucking awesome.
yeah, pretty decisive.
And
victory.
then I guess Cannonier knocked out Branch. I actually don't even remember that fight. I know I watched it, but
Yeah, I remember. Branch was heavily favored
Was he?
over Cannonier, and yeah, it was a second round knockout.
okay.
And he was losing the fight up till then too. Branch was definitely was winning. It was yeah, you could
Oh,
tell
okay.
Branch is
Yeah, yeah.
definitely the higher level fighter, but all it takes is getting, all those guys are at a high enough level
Yeah.
that you get hit. in the
Anyone
face.
can knock anyone out.
Especially at those higher weight classes. Like that was welterweight, I think, right? If not welterweight, middleweight. I think it was
because
welterweight.
Branch fought Rockhold, didn't he? At middleweight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's middleweight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listeners, I'm sure you know what it is.
As we hash over the.
Yeah. It doesn't really matter. So then, they were talking about in the fight night, like Jacare gets another title shot now against Whitaker.
Yeah.
Is that? But he's already lost to Whitaker like a fight ago.
Yeah.
So
But who else
we'll
is going
see
to
if
fight
they-
him at this point, right?
yeah. Well, they were saying, that it kind of has to be him.
I wish it would have been Rockhold Weidman.
Yeah.
That was the fight I wanted.
Yeah. Well, if Weidman would have won, he was going to be getting the title shot.
Yeah.
They're going to fly him out there. Oh well, we'll see.
Yeah.
I thought it was weird for like who did Cormier fight with a big fucking
Derek
my
Lewis.
balls is hot.
My balls is hot.
I thought it was weird for Derek Lewis to be fighting again when he had just fought like a week ago. It seems like
Yeah, no, I know.
that was a fast turnaround.
and a hard fight too.
Yeah,
like
totally.
he only
We had his
barely
ass
won that
kicked for
fight.
5 rounds.
Yeah,
Do you think that was a factor in him?
for sure. Like,
yeah, just being worn out.
but
Like,
he never has a great cardio. Like,
Well, I mean, he went the full 5 rounds.
I mean, he went
essentially
him.
in the last fight.
he basically was thrown around for those rounds.
He got his balls hot.
Yeah.
I wonder how much that, like, if he would have been more rested and maybe with who knows what happened in his camp, how his camp went. But if he would have been more rested going into the camp and then like taking it more easy in the camp, maybe he would have had more like strength and more cardio to go against Cormier better.
If only Lewis had kind of taken his training seriously young, hey? Like younger. Because I think he's had kind of a hard life. His back's already fucked.
Yeah.
He could have been pretty great.
Good call. Should we jump to the end and talk about the fight night, or should we go through the week? Like the first podcast of the week was Shane Dorian, 1193.
Might as well go in order.
All right, let's go there. So Shane Dorian, big wave surfer and bow hunter, also part of the new HBO documentary premiering on December 11th called Momentum Generation.
Yeah.
So first off, I'd like to say Shane is wrong about golf. He was like saying that golf is like stupid, and he's like it's not like meditative, and I was like, and he was saying also that like golf, if you like aren't getting better, that it's not going to be good. And like I play with lots of people who play golf and aren't getting better, but they just enjoy being out there. You're out in like nature for a few hours. You're getting 10 to 12,000 steps.
I can tell
walking.
you for sure, man. I've only been a few times, but I've never not had fun playing golf.
Yeah.
I
me
played in
too.
the fucking rain. My fingers were hurting. I was still having fun.
Nice. Was that Art's bachelor party? I think it rained on Art's
No,
bachelor party.
I didn't make it to that.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Art.
Aw.
Actually, I wasn't invited, so fuck you, Art.
Oh, fuck you, Art.
No, it was a work thing
Oh,
at
okay.
Weatherford.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think you might have worked there back in the day when
Yeah.
that shit was
I don't
happening.
know if I went on the
I'm
Weatherford
pretty sure
golf
we
tournament.
all worked there. Anyway,
Anyways,
but yeah,
yeah. So
golf's
he's
great, man.
Yeah, I think it's great too.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was saying like you'd spend if you could get another new putter that would take a stroke off of your handicap, that you would definitely buy it, and then it's all about just getting the best score. And it is fun to be improving and to hit good shots. But yeah, I know a lot of people that are playing worse golf now than they did when they were younger, but they still just enjoy because it is meditative. It's like they were talking about how when you're pulling the bow back and like getting ready to release your shot, there's nothing else in your head. And it's the same thing when you're pulling the club back and getting ready to take a swing. It's like that you're just present to the moment. The only thing going on is just you're making that swing, doing that movement. So I was like, fuck you guys.
That
I don't know
reminds
what
me
you're
of
talking
Robin
about.
Hood, Prince of Thieves. Remember
Yeah.
where he's pulling it back and nobody can distract him except for Maid Marian?
Yeah,
who,
she
like,
blows in his ear or
and he
something.
just about kills a dude over there taking a shit or something.
It's because earlier she was taking a shot and he had gone over to her and he like puts his bow on her ear
Right,
and like pushes on her ear and she makes the shot and it still hits the bullseye.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh ho ho. And then like he's about to take a shot and she walks over and just blows in his ear and he fucking shoots Wall Wild.
Shout out to Kevin Costner.
Yeah, that was awesome. I went to see a concert actually recently. You know that like sad clown that does all the like pop covers in like a loungy style? His name is Puddle's Pity Party.
I Sure don't.
It's Facebook sensation. He does like this cover of Royals that's gotten really popular, and he just is a sad clown, and he does all these like lounge kind of jazz covers of pop songs. That's what he's kind of best.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
And he's got a real like operatic, like kind of classical voice. It's awesome.
Oh yeah.
But we went to his concert, and he had this big like tribute to Kevin Costner that he kept kind of bringing up throughout the show. It was a really fun show, actually. He did a lot of like audience interaction, and he didn't talk at all when he was a clown. He would like be completely silent. But then when he would sing, he would like have this big, larger than life voice. So it was a really fun show. Highly recommend Puddle's Pity Party.
Sweet. I'm gonna check that out. So he was talking about how surfers have fun regardless of skill, which, like we just said with golf, same thing.
Yeah, totally.
I can see that being the case with a lot of stuff.
It is.
I don't think surfing gets to own that. But
no, I agree.
I can see surfing being fun.
Like, yeah. No,
I'm scared of sharks, bro. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm scared of riptides. I mean, we talked about
there's riptides.
recently. I nearly got pulled out into the middle of the ocean. But yeah, and sharks, of course, are an issue. Although, I mean, if it's a crowded beach, I'm not too worried about sharks. I'll go in the water.
Meaning, like,
shit ton of other people in the water.
Like odds, like
yeah.
chances are someone else's legs and toes get fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not going far out. Like, with a surfboard, you are going a little further out. So you definitely the risk, like, compounds. But like, I just like wading in the waves by the shore. Yeah. I'm not worried about sharks coming up for that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Jellyfish, maybe.
Yeah. Another fun thing he was talking about is how the deer are like fucking on point.
Yeah.
In Hawaii.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty interesting.
Just on that one island that they go to.
Lanai, I think it was. Yeah.
I went there. I went on, because that's just off Maui. And I went to Maui for like 10 days. And one of the days we did a day trip out to Lanai to go snorkeling.
Oh, sweet.
And it was, it was really awesome.
Hawaii's on my list of places.
Yeah, Hawaii's pretty great, man. It's like there's no mosquitoes, and it's just like the perfect temperature.
There's no mosquitoes?
All the time. No, there was none.
Seems like a place that would mosquitoes
they could live all year. Like, and if anyone brings a mosquito there, I'm gonna punch them in the face. That person needs to go to hell for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Shane Dorian's been on a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Joe talks about how he's hunted with him quite a bit too.
Yeah. Yeah, they did the Alpha Brains where they were drinking rye and mixing it with Alpha Brain. Me and Jeff Campano, my good buddy, who is also going to be a part of this, the person to fill in if you're ever not available to host will be Jeff Campano. So we might hear his voice on the show some point. But yeah, he and I had some Alpha Brain and whiskey mixed, and it tastes okay, but and it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell if there's a different effect from us just getting drunk on regular whiskey, because the whiskey kind of overpowers any effect from the Alpha Brain, I think.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Does seem like an odd mix.
Yeah.
What do you mean taste? Is it a drink?
Yeah, the Alpha Brain that he had was a drink.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Because I thought I'm picturing a pill.
I think it's available in a couple different formats.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So after Shane Dorian, 1194, the Sober October recap.
Yeah.
Good Christ. 4.5 hours of podcast, that one. So not only are they doing like 7 podcasts this week, but one of them is 4.5 hours.
But that thing sort of degenerates the longer you listen to it.
Yeah.
It's just dudes getting drunk.
I listened to the whole way. They repeated themselves a lot.
A whole bunch.
Yeah, fucking
But it's
Bert.
funny.
They ripped on Bert a lot.
Poor Bert. Like, I started to feel sort of like
I
needed to come to Bert's rescue. Like,
yeah,
I love Bert. What do you get? And I know you guys do too.
Yeah,
so what's happening here?
I do too. We all do.
But they came hard in the paint at Bert.
Yeah, well, Joe is pissed. he's like, I don't care if I thought it was real or not real that you said you're going to devil me. It benefits me to take it as real and to put you into the dark place, as he says.
For fuck's sakes, I would not want to be fitness competing against Joe Rogan.
I'm glad that I wasn't fitness competing against anybody, but I did say that maybe we could do it next year.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm down to fitness compete against you.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
I feel like we're on the level playing field.
We'll see. I don't think we're going to do surfing. We won't be able to follow them with surfing minutes. And they're talking about next year, whoever can spend the most time upright on a surfboard. Yeah. And I don't know how they're going to track that, but they say
they seem to have already found something.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know how legit that is, though.
Yeah. And like Ari's obviously, if you give Ari a whole year to come up with ways to cheat, like, come on. He's going to be cheating.
I think he's surfed before. I'm pretty sure I've heard him talk about
Oh,
it
yeah?
on the podcast, on his podcast.
He's sandbagging.
He's been all over the world and shit. So,
Yeah.
like, I think he's tried a bunch of stuff.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Joe got the. You know what? They didn't really talk about like the order of like who won, and we knew it was Joe, but I expected the beginning of the podcast to be like a pretty like kind of solid recap, and it really wasn't.
I think they were already getting pretty twisted off.
Yeah, they might
when
have
it
been.
started. But Joe talked about how he peed Dark Brown
Right.
because
Yeah,
he
at
worked
the end
himself
there.
so goddamn hard.
Not good.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't think
You
I've
can't
ever...
hurt yourself, and they were not really paying too much attention to that.
I mean, he's over 50.
That's why they're saying next year they're going to have doctors to kind of make sure that
Yeah.
everyone's checking in and everyone's safe and healthy.
I like the idea of the yoga challenge.
You have like 15 hot yoga classes?
I've never done yoga.
I've done yoga.
I'd like to try it.
Yeah, it's hard for sure. I've done it maybe like I can't hold the pose the whole time that they're holding the poses. I just can't because I'm too fat and it's too hard on my wrists. But yeah, I've done it maybe a dozen times in my life.
Yeah.
I was doing it when I hurt my back. I was doing quite a bit of it as part of my rehab.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it seems like
about
it'd be
20 minutes of yoga.
perfect.
All right. Well, moving on from 1194. 1195, Christina
Of your mom's house.
Pazsitzky, jeans.
Mommy.
Yeah. So she's a stand-up comedian. She hosts the podcast with Tom Segura, as I mentioned, one of my top 5 favorite comedians.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your mom's house. She's also got a new Netflix. She's part of that Degenerates thing with Joey Diaz, and
Yep.
So yeah, she's seems like a pretty good wife, good lady.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's hilarious, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how she was saying like, "Hey, I like to take care of Tom, and I like to
Yeah.
like make him suppers and you know
She's
do the
kind of like
wifely
his perfect
things."
wife, and
Yeah.
and he's perfect for her. Yeah, I mean, they go into like pronouns and microaggressions.
Yeah.
I love Christina's take on all that stuff, and Tom's. Like, they're perfect. They are compassionate people, but they
Yeah.
find the humor in all that shit, and
Totally.
it's fun.
Yeah. No, I would agree.
And they brought up actually a thing that I never heard before, that the theory that Marilyn Monroe was killed by the Kennedys, and they barely touched on it, but it like perked my ears right up.
Maybe our friend Andrew will have to
I
talk
sure
about
hope
that
so.
on It's a Conspiracy.
And it makes sense because she like went around the group and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Marilyn was some damaged goods, apparently.
Yeah. I wonder. I guess we'll never know for sure.
No.
Unless there's some video.
Still
of it
fun to hear
somewhere.
about.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. You know what? Speaking of conspiracies, Andrew actually sent me a message. He's invited us to join him on basically him and then maybe 5 or 6 other podcasts in Edmonton.
Yeah.
We're going to all get together for a night we'll do essentially like a 5-minute version of our podcast
Okay.
and then do the Centurion Challenge. You know what that is?
Holy fuck.
100 shots of beer in 100 minutes.
Bro, I never drank.
Yeah.
I'm going to get through 10 minutes of that thing.
Yeah, you'd be fucked up.
I'll
for
give it a
sure.
shot. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's not that hard to do, and I mean, I'm a fairly seasoned drinker.
Yeah.
But I remember when we did it with Hijacked Headspace. You know, we weren't even that drunk after. I think it works out to being about like 8 beers in an hour and what is it? Hour and 20 minutes.
That's 100% drunk for me, but
Hour
but
and
I'll
40
give
minutes?
it a shot.
Yeah, no, it's definitely we were drunk, but like I think we could have all handled it just fine. I didn't throw up that night.
Yeah.
But the real problem is after we finished the podcast, we went to a friend's like house party
Oh, yeah,
where
you kept
we all
going.
had probably another 3 or 4 beers, and we were coming home in a cab, and somebody threw up out the back window.
Oh no.
I don't remember 100% who it was. I have a couple like suspicions.
Yeah.
But it was either George or Jamie.
So
I'll say
there were a
that.
few options.
Yeah.
How'd the cab driver take that?
Not amped about it.
Generally, they're not happy.
Yeah, it wasn't my cab. I don't know who ordered it, or
That's
how
funny.
if they had to pay some extra fees or something like that. There should be just a blanket. Like, okay, you throw up in my cab, you pay $100.
You're cleaning it. Here's the bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, should we move on to 1196? Dale
do it.
Earnhardt.
Earnhardt.
Yeah, Junior. Not
Kind of
D-
a household name in racing. I've
Totally.
been seeing his name like since always.
Yeah, you can hear it in his voice.
Yeah.
Like if I could just from listening to him, I'd be like, oh yeah, that guy's he drives race cars.
Like he's NASCAR.
Yeah.
So much.
That's what Will Ferrell must have based his character on.
Fuck yeah, for
right?
sure, hey?
That's what I was thinking the whole time. So Dale Earnhardt Jr. is a semi-retired American professional stock car racing driver, team owner, and currently on analyst for NASCAR on NBC.
Yep.
His new book, Racing to the Finish, My Story, is available now.
Yep. He touched on concussions in racing.
Yeah.
And some parallels there with every other sport. It's starting to seem like.
Yeah, I've definitely had some concussions for sure.
Yeah.
And I often think to myself, like, is that one of the reasons why I'm not great at talking? I don't know. I'm sure it affects me still. But yeah, very familiar with the concussions.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had a concussion.
No? You're a lucky guy.
I guess.
Yeah. But sometimes I've never had one where I like threw up, and that's kind of one of the classic symptoms. Or I've never been like knocked out cold either.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've taken just from like freestyle skiing so many impacts where it's not really my head that's hitting the snow, but sometimes it is. But like just my whole body kind of hitting the snow pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had so many falls in skateboarding. I remember I had a fall on my skateboard where I was trying to flip the board like kind of 180 degrees, and then like it's called a 180 kickflip.
Yeah.
And I was trying to do that, and the board only went 90 degrees, and I landed on it, and because of my like forward momentum, the board just shot out from underneath me across the courtyard, and I went flipping like straight back, and my head went straight back into the brick wall of West Min.
Ouch.
Yeah, I was just like. All of my momentum, 100% into the back of my head on the brick wall of West Min School, where I went to junior high.
Basically, anybody that's learned how to skateboard's had a concussion.
Yeah, right.
Right.
It does. Yeah, it does seem like that.
I've been knocked out.
Well, then you definitely had a concussion.
Does that count as a concussion just because you've been knocked out?
I don't think you can be knocked out and not have a concussion.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
I never ever had like headaches or anything.
Unless it was shit. Like. Someone put you to sleep from strangulating you.
Had that too.
Yeah. But what did you get? How'd you get knocked out?
Grade 4. We're at Snow Valley Ski Resort.
Yeah.
Riding up the T-bar. The girl in front of me winged that shit behind her as she was getting off, and it hit me in the face. It knocked me out.
Got hit in the face from the T-bar, and that.
Yeah. I got taken down on a skidoo. I woke up at the bottom of the hill.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Not the strongest chin on you, Shane.
Well, fuck, I was in grade 4. But yeah, maybe not. It hasn't been tested that much.
Yeah. No more T-bars to the face since then.
Yeah. I've never been that great at skiing.
Right.
Yeah.
I was, I was pretty good at it. It's funny. I'd be in, I would say probably the top like 10% when I'd go skiing of like the general public. But then I went to this freestyle skiing camp in Whistler, and it was awesome. It was like 10 days of skiing with like a lot of my heroes. Like the coaches were Johnny Mosley, Yanni Latella, Heath Ordaway, and Tanner Hall, like all like top like Olympic gold medal winners, and like people from videos I'd seen, and like it was so cool to ski with those guys. And like, but when I went there, all the other people that were taking this camp, they were all in like freestyle teams and like had been like competing in the freestyle since they were like 5 years old. Yeah, and it was like I went from like mostly being like in the top 10% to being like by far bottom 1% of all the skiers there. It's just like everyone all around me was like so much better than me, and it was really humbling because I was like just kind of probably a little too cocky for my skill level. And when I went and skied with all those guys that were just so leaps and bounds far ahead of where I was at, it was really like gave me a good perspective on like what I needed to work on, what's possible, and and just that just because I'm pretty good and pretty competent doesn't mean I'm any better than anyone else. There's always people that are way better than you at whatever you're doing.
For sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dale Earnhardt. Anything else to say on Dale Earnhardt?
No, there's a crazy thing that I thought he was talking about. He was talking about feeling safe whilst flipping through the air in his car. Mm-hmm. He's like, he's got his helmet on and he feels he's strapped in and he knows what to do and he just doesn't feel unsafe. And he says, I was really surprised by that, how calm he would be while flipping through the air in his race car.
Yeah.
And he said the first time he'd flipped his car, he flipped a truck while driving home for like a Thanksgiving dinner, and he didn't know really what to do, and he didn't grab on anything. His arms like flew out the window, and he's like, "Oh shit!" And then he realized you better grab the steering wheel if you're flipping. So, good advice for our listeners there.
Yeah.
If you're
Don't let
flipping
your
a
shit
car,
flail.
yeah, grab the steering wheel. Make sure you hold on to that tight. But yeah, he just didn't ever really feel unsafe flipping through the air in a car.
That actually made sense to me too. Like,
Really?
why don't we have fucking 7-point harnesses in our cars? Like,
I guess.
shit's dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, and
It
helmets.
just takes so much time.
And those cars have roll cages. Like,
Yeah.
if our cars flip, we're just gonna get crushed and stuff.
Pretty sure my car has a roll cage.
Does it?
Yeah. I think most like newer
Well, there's
cars,
like
they don't.
some sort of a roll
they-
cage.
Yeah.
but not
They
like a
build them in.
racing car.
It's only cars that like convertibles. That's where you really don't have one.
Yeah, that shit's scary,
But-
eh?
Yeah. If you have a car that has a full top, you have a roll cage.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, 5-point harnesses. I don't know if people wouldn't want to spend the time. No one would buy that car because
That'd be annoying as shit.
yeah, every time you get in to drive, you have to do up 3 buckles.
I struggle with the one.
Yeah. Totally.
Here it is again
I'm
with
always
the
putting it
buckle.
on as I'm like driving away.
Yeah. Yeah. After getting the music set up, after getting everything else in tune.
Yeah. First thing on the agenda, turn my phone on so I can hear my podcast.
Yeah.
Second thing on the agenda is start driving. And then the third thing on the agenda is put on the seatbelt.
Yeah. Once you hear that dinging.
Yeah. My car doesn't ding, actually. I have a little light that goes on, but
No dinging?
no audible signals.
Did you turn that thing off? or
No,
what?
it just I don't know. 2001, they didn't put those in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, go Acura. So after Earnhardt Jr., I have a tough time saying that name for some reason.
That's a weird looking one.
1197 was Michael Malice.
Yeah.
So he's the author of Dear Reader, the unauthorized autobiography of Kim Jong-il.
I
And
think that's Kim Jong-il.
no, I like to say too. And also the host of a podcast called You're Welcome with Michael Malice.
Yep.
Available on the Gas Digital Network.
So he's an anarchist.
Yeah.
And,
Super political. I would have called him alt-right. I mean, that's
kind of
He's-
what he's coming off as, for
yeah,
sure.
he's in that genre.
Yeah.
But anarchist, I mean, anarchism means believing in no government at all.
Yeah.
And
Doesn't want to
just
vote.
Everyone sorts out for themselves I don't know, man.
I mean, that's kind of backwards thinking.
Yeah.
We're all at this point because we've worked together, created rules that keep people from raping and killing each other randomly, like the Purge. Like, there's a reason for all this,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I don't think that's, I mean, I would kind of be okay with it if I was just going to go off and live by myself in the mountains. I guess that's the only way.
I guess.
Because
Yeah.
you can't live in a city with anarchy.
No,
that's
it's
like,
fucking madness.
yeah. I'm not that tough.
No. I mean, yeah. I've often thought like anarchy would be fun, and when I was younger, that's sort of how I believed a lot. But
Yeah.
I don't know. You're gonna get older and see the world as it is.
Yeah, no, totally. Me too. Because, being a huge fan of punk rock when I was young, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of like anarchist
Fuck
themes.
the man.
Yeah, and
I
I'm
still
like,
feel like fuck the man. but-
sometimes. But yeah,
But also
you
the
kind of
man.
grow up and you learn. It's like that quote that they've talked about on Rogan regularly. Show me a young man who isn't a liberal, and I'll show you a man with no heart. Show me
Yeah.
an old man who isn't a conservative, and I'll show you a man with no brain.
Yeah,
And as a centrist, I feel like I have both heart and brain.
fair enough.
Or maybe I don't have either. I don't know what the
What?
real thing is there.
At least ratios of both.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Probably a bit of both, a bit of in both ways.
Yeah.
And then 1198, Derren Brown. You were amped about that.
Derren Brown's a super interesting guy.
Yeah, you told me about that show Sacrifice, which was his latest show, and then I was intrigued, so I went and watched, and I was like, yeah, that's definitely compelling TV.
Fuck yeah.
Fun to watch. I didn't watch any of his other Push, or what was the other one?
Miracle.
Miracle. Yeah, I didn't watch either of those. They talked about Push quite a bit, and it was like he was like trying not to give spoilers, but I'm pretty sure I know what happens.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But I guess we don't need to spoil it here. I'm gonna definitely go watch it because even knowing what happened, I still want to see all. The ins
It's
and outs
fucking good.
of How
And they didn't just use one
how they
guy
did
with that one. They used actually like a whole group of people.
Yeah, and this was like 10 months or something of like kind of setting that guy up.
Yeah. He was actually talking about another one that I didn't even know about the end of the world on the podcast.
Yeah.
That one sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, they went pretty nuts, like controlling all the like radio and TV feeds everywhere he would go.
Yeah.
And like really set him up for it.
Super War of the Worlds-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish that they did that to me.
Fuck yeah.
I would have loved to have
I'll go
been-
to like an escape room or something pretending it's happening.
That's not even close. Like to be in the point where you actually believe that the world is over and that everyone is gone.
Dude, I low-key am looking
It'd be
forward to an
amazing.
apocalypse sometimes.
Yeah, kind of everyone is,
I think so, yeah. Fair enough.
For about like 10 minutes, and then
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit. This
Yeah,
sucks.
when there's no food
Yeah.
and suddenly you're killing squirrels to eat.
You know, one thing that I love that he said is that he maintains relationships with all the people that have like starred, quote unquote, in his shows.
Yeah.
And he's like friends with them. He considers them friends, and he still talks to them regularly.
Yeah.
I think that's
Well,
a
he
good
gets
idea.
really close into their
Yeah.
shit.
They kind of follow. He's saying that the whole crew and everyone kind of falls in love with their subject.
Yeah. I was and they mentioned it too, but I was really struck by how when they sat the subject in front of that other the Mexican fellow, the Spanish, whatever he was. That was
Yeah.
pretty deep. That was a deep moment.
Totally.
Fucking that one moved me for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible to watch that and to see the emotion of the like subject after it's over and he kind of realizes what's happened and what he's done.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's hard to talk about it without spoiling the holy hell out of it.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah, listeners, go watch that right now and then come back to the show. You can just pause podcasts. That's the beauty of podcasts.
yeah.
And yeah, don't listen to the Rogan episode before you've gone and watched Push and Sacrifice at least. I say those two.
For sure, Sacrifice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they're pushing on that one.
That's the latest one.
Pushing.
Ah.
Okay.
So I'd say that was probably my favorite of the week.
For sure.
5 out of 5 Third Eyes.
Third Eyes is a good one.
So the next one was the fight companion for the Saturday fight night.
And as almost always, they barely talked about the fight.
Yeah, it was funny as the like main event was happening, and they're talking about fucking wild pigs and whether they're the same species
For Christ's sakes.
of pig as regular pigs. I'm like,
That's-
you guys have no idea what's coming. One, you're missing an amazing fight, and they talked about how they knew they were missing an amazing fight.
Yeah.
They knew that all the listeners were going to be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Watch this fight. This is the most creative striking you're going to see."
Yeah.
And then how it ended, it wound up being the absolute most creative striking I've seen. It almost looked like an accident to me the way it ended, like
with Zombie and Yair.
Yair, and they kept calling him Zaire too.
Yeah,
It's
fuck
like,
man.
Zaire,
Brutal. Joe.
Yeah, you guys know better than this. What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
It's Yair,
No, that's what Rodriguez needed, man.
or maybe just
'cause-
Ayer. I don't know.
No, it's Yair.
Yeah.
But after his fucking mauling he took from Edgar, like
yeah,
I think it's almost 2 years ago now.
yeah,
That's
they said he
that's
took
the
a long time
comeback
off.
you need.
For sure. Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. That did. I argued with Stacy at home about that. That looked accidental.
It almost
That
did,
elbow,
right?
that looks like a thing where you're just
He was like it reminded me of a basketball player when they get the ball and they just like start throwing their elbows back and forth. But it was so on the button. I don't think it was. Like I watched it. I mean, they showed the replay 6 or 7 times.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was intentional, and he just was like down. He's like knew that where he was based on seeing. Sorry, I'm leaning over and away from the mic.
that was cool
But
effect.
he like bends over and he can see where he is. And I think he just throws that up elbow, just trying to get it. Yeah, I don't think he expected that it was going to land and be like a devastating knockout blow. But
I think without that though, that was anyone's fight. That
I
was a
think it was.
fucking great fight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We haven't seen the judges' scorecards, but I kind of feel like it was maybe Zombies.
Yeah.
Right.
That
You
made
know?
me a fan of Zombie. Actually,
Yeah, I think the early rounds, maybe Yair for the first 1 or 2 rounds, but then after that, I thought it was like Zombie pretty much the whole way through.
badass.
Getting the
fight.
better. What was with them like Yair was like, okay, we're just great friends. And,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he'd, like, throw
10
his hand-
seconds left in the fight or something, or in
Yeah, and
or
he's
round
like,
4.
okay, it's over. Let's hug. And it's like,
Hey-
what are you
Hey,
talking
bitch,
about?
let's fight.
Yeah, you're supposed to keep fighting.
Yeah.
Like, maybe do it once, sure. You know, you respect or, recognize that you're putting on an amazing show, that you both fought a great fight. once, but to keep doing it, was it like 3 times?
For me, dude, glove tap first round beginning.
Yeah, that's
Don't
enough.
fuck around again until
Yeah.
the end of the fight.
I agree. I was
Get
kinda
mad. Like, can we fight?
yeah, that's and it just kind of made it weird.
Jesus.
Poor zombie. Did you see he posted that he like felt embarrassed and stuff, and he had a kind of a dark post from the hospital.
For you, did that not? I felt like that fucked his whole rhythm up. You
Yeah,
stop and
it
put your
was-
hands up.
It
Son.
was weird.
We were punching each other just now.
Yeah,
What the fuck? And then he got knocked out like
yeah.
20 seconds later or
I
something.
wonder. Good strategy by here.
No shit, eh?
But
Yeah.
could have backfired if he just got a front kick to the face.
But they
while his
were
arms
both
were up.
busted up. Like,
Yeah, they were.
that was sick.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the best fights of the year. Definitely one of the top knockouts of all time.
Yeah.
Um,
For me, the happiest fight of the night was my man fucking Cowboy
yeah.
submitting Perry. That
Yeah.
was badass.
Cowboy looked great. He definitely, the whole. Even though Perry was looked sharp too, he was throwing those punches on point.
And I like Perry.
Cowboy was avoiding everything. His defense was great, and then he got him to the ground pretty quickly and was able to control the ground the way you could tell. They were saying he has confidence because he just fought with Perry so much, and so he brought that confidence into the fight.
He knew
of
all about it.
Yeah, already kind of dominated Perry a bunch.
It was wicked to see him use some of his ground game too. 'Cause
Yeah,
Donald's a fucking killer
totally.
on the feet and on
Yeah.
the ground.
Yeah. And after, getting starched a couple times,
yeah.
it's like,
He's had some rough goes.
yeah, needed that win.
Yeah.
Um,
What else was there on that fight card? Oh, Durandamy, who we haven't seen since she
since all
fought
of her
Holly Holm.
shenanigans of
And she
those
cheated
late
through that
punches.
fight.
Oh,
Fuck that bitch, man.
Yeah.
That was Holly's win. I couldn't believe they
that's
gave that to
definitely
her.
Holly's fight. The point should have been taken away for sure the second time.
Yeah.
Maybe even the first time. It's like that was pretty egregious.
Jeez.
Both of those late shots were egregious.
Well, and that second one told too, like that did damage.
Yeah.
She was
Oh, yeah,
fucking
for
had her
sure.
bell rung.
Yeah. And, Holly landed that sick question mark kick that had her rock. That was really the most like kind of decisive part of the fight outside of those after the bell punches.
All that said, though, she definitely fucked up Pennington in this one.
Oh, yeah. That
So-
Pennington was not close to winning. But they went the full distance, right?
Yeah, it was a decision.
Yeah, it was a decision.
For me, Durandamy's a natural 145. That's a fucking big lady, man. She's tall.
Yeah.
Like, she should be at 145.
Yeah. That probably makes the most sense.
Then there was Dariush versus Moises, kind of a sleeper for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah. Yeah. I know Dariush a little bit. I don't know this Thiago Moises guy at all.
No, I think that was one of his first fights.
Was it?
Yeah, he was discovered in the Contender Series.
Okay. That makes sense.
But the fight before that, Barber versus Cyphers, that little girl looked fucking scared the minute she entered the the whole arena. Like you saw her just like head on a swivel, fucking
I was
squirrel eyes.
cheering for Hannah because she has the same name as my sister.
Was that Hannah Cyphers?
Hannah Cyphers.
Okay,
Yeah. I was
yeah.
like, go Hannah,
Yeah.
go Hannah. But
I was going for Go Hannah just because she's so much smaller and looked so scared.
Yeah.
Like, goddamn.
But yeah, she got beat up pretty
And
bad.
she should be scared.
Yeah.
She got fucked up.
Yeah, she was a bloody mess.
How about the ref not stopping that fight?
Yeah, it seemed a little
Dude,
late, eh?
How much does that lady's face need to be broken? She's
Yeah.
not even blocking. Like,
yeah.
holy fuck.
Yeah, that was a touch late for sure.
For me, when girls get this late stoppages, it's even worse. Like,
Yeah. And it seems like, I don't know, some of the, some guy fighters like GSP, for example, they seem to like just bleed immediately. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, whatever. They're not that hurt. They're just bleeding. But, with girls, as soon as they get super bloody, to me, it just seems like they're more hurt for some reason.
yeah,
And maybe that's some like latent sexism bullshit that we need to like
100%.
check ourselves on.
Yep.
But,
Hang
yeah.
up our privileges at the
It
door when we
does
do this
seem
podcast.
like when there's like a bloody girl getting beat up. She's really bloody. I feel more for her than I do for like a guy that's bloody. It just seems like she's hurt worse or something. When
Yeah.
really, yeah, probably the same thing.
Yeah, it's definitely sexist.
All right.
Speaking of that, real quick, back to Jacare Weidman.
Yeah.
That also was a crazy late stoppage. And Jacare even was giving shit to the ref. He's
Well-
like, where's the stop, bud? Like,
Jacare knocked him out and then was like, "Hey, he's knocked out." And
'Cause
the
he,
ref,
like,
and then the ref
went
was like, "No,
sideways
I didn't
and, like-
say anything. He's not knocked out yet." And then Jacare was like, "Are you kidding me? You wanted me to hit him again?" And
he's
I don't
grabbing my legs. Like,
yeah, I don't think he really hit him hard after that.
No,
though.
he just gave.
He was like, okay, I'll throw a couple little shots in there, but like he's obviously knocked out.
I wasn't too invested in Jacare before that, but after seeing the honor he acted with there, I was actually kind of made me a fan.
Yeah, I like that too.
I hate the alligator thing he does though.
Yeah,
that's one of those annoying things. Just like Derek Lewis is fucking jump down on his fists and puts his tongue out and all that. Meh.
I just got a text from my girlfriend. Shut up. I think Shame is here. Yes, he def is. Shame.
Fair enough.
I'm going to call you Shame from now on.
I've been called worse.
Yeah. All right. So that's basically it. That's everything we need to talk about in a tight 40 minutes.
We did that all in 40 minutes?
Yeah.
Well, that's good because we started late tonight.
Yeah, we are. It's 11:20 right now.
Oh yeah.
I worked till 10. Thanks for coming over late at night.
Of course.
Good. Got to get these done, and I'm off tomorrow. So first thing in the morning, I'll make sure that I have this posted up.
Sweet.
Last time I tried to post it, and then I had fucked some part of it up, and it didn't post, and I had to go the next. It was after I think I got home from work. I was waiting for it to show on my phone. I was like, "What? Why isn't it there?"
I figured something happened.
Yeah.
I didn't even ask because I just assumed it
Yeah.
would get up there when you had time.
I noticed it. Feel free to mention to me though if I tell you I'm going to post it and then it doesn't post. Be like, "Hey, did you notice it didn't post?" Because maybe if I didn't notice, then I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have noticed, and I would have gone unposted for who knows how long.
Fair enough. Yep.
Yeah, feel free to shoot me a message. Or listeners, you can hold us accountable if you don't see an episode in a week. We've done one every week for the last since we started
12 weeks
releasing them.
That's 3 months. We've been doing this 3 months.
Yeah,
just about.
That's crazy, eh?
Yeah.
3 months of Rogan reports. I guess because we didn't release them right away, but we were still doing them every single week for those first 3.
Oh yeah, that's
3
right.
weeks.
So yeah, to these guys, it's really more like 2 months. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 months of releasing them, but we've been diligent about doing them every week for 12 weeks.
we've even had to re-record one.
Yeah, but that was we did that one in the same night.
That's
we,
right.
We fucked it up. I fucked it up. I'll take responsibility for that. And then we just went back to the beginning and just recapped everything again. That was when we were doing less stories and more just kind of strict recaps of what was happening.
Almost like a news report is what we were doing.
Yeah.
Hence the Rogan report, I guess. But
yeah. If you want us to go back to that, listeners, let us know, but we probably won't.
No. Also, you haven't let us know anything.
Yeah. So
don't start with that. That's not how you start.
Let us know how you love us.
Yeah, 100%. We love you guys. And yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
it,
think
guys.
we covered it. Have a good week, everyone.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Joe Rogan's unique perspective is teaching us all how to best live. And we will attempt to recap all of his weekly podcasts. Now show your support and download the Rogan Report. The Rogan